Hello and welcome to Megan Fuller Pilates Mat Pilates series. Today is all about the Pilates 100. It is a classic Pilates exercise that is often used in your Pilates classes. So if this exercise is your kryptonite, if it hurts your neck, strains your back, any of the above, then this workout is for you because we are going to break down the foundations of this exercise so that you can get yourself strong enough and able to execute it without strain, pain, or any discomfort. So it doesn't have to be your kryptonite anymore. You can move through it confidently and feel stronger for it. So grab a mat and let's go ahead and get started. Lying flat on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Inhale, breathing into the rib cage and the abdomen. Let them expand. Exhale, feel them contracting inwards, tightening like a corset as you exhale. Again, breathing into the ribs and the abdomen, getting a nice three-dimensional expansion there. Exhale, feel all of that draw inwards and contract. Keeping your focus on that breath filling the ribs, both on the sides and the back, and then feeling the ribs contract as you exhale, making sure that you are keeping your pelvis stable there as you breathe. Then using a Pilates circle or a soft ball or a pillow, place it on the tops of your thighs and hold on to the other end. As you exhale, press into that circle and use that press to help you slide the rib cage downwards. You want to feel as if you are shrinking the space between your lowest rib and your hip on both sides of the abdomen. This engages your obliques, and your obliques are in charge of pulling that rib cage down and keeping it in place so that you're able to sustain a nice supported alignment. So using this prop here and exhale, pressing into it, is supposed to help you find that connection to your obliques so that you can then slide the rib cage down, employing that breath that you found in the last exercise here. Exhale to press in and inhale to release. And now exhale, press into the circle and use that press to engage the obliques to peel your head and shoulders forwards. The obliques engaging draws the rib cage down to peel your head and shoulders off of the mat. And you're using the pressure that you have on whatever prop you're using to help you find those obliques so that your head and shoulders can peel up without straining the neck. All of that work should be done in the core by way of sliding those ribs down and not from straining the neck and using the neck to pull the head off of the mat. Inhale back, exhale, press into the prop, use that to find the obliques and to peel forwards. And now we're gonna practice keeping that rib cage in place against the movement of our leg. So place a glider or something under your foot so you can inhale to slide that leg away from you and exhale, drag it back in, making sure that that rib cage is staying in place. Inhale to slide away, breathing into the ribs and the back. Exhale, tighten the ribs and the waist as you drag that leg back in. So as that leg is moving, the torso is staying completely stable and is staying aligned. So in other words, the rib cage doesn't get pulled and yanked out of place as that leg slides out. And then as you drag that leg back in, you're using that drag to help you tighten the rib cage and the waist. And now same thing here, but with both legs at the same time. Inhale, slide them away. Exhale, drag them back in, tightening through the rib cage and the waist. Again, breathing into the sides and the back of the rib cage, allowing the abdomen to expand. Exhale, feel all of that pulling inwards and together as you drag those legs back in. Notice how as my legs move, My pelvis is staying put, and my rib cage is also not getting yanked out of place. So practicing maintaining your shape against the movement of the legs is your focus here. That, as well as applying your breath to the movement, using it to help you connect to those ribs and that waist muscle, and using it to help you stay in position. And now, to take that even further, bring your hands under your head and peel your head and shoulders forwards. Use this positioning to help you feel the rib cage staying drawn downwards. Exhale, drag those legs in. Inhale, slide the legs away, making sure that as the legs slide away from you, your rib cage does not lift up and your head and shoulders don't go backwards, right? So we don't want to overextend the spine here. We want to keep it flexed in that upper to mid back. We're rounded into the floor in that spot on the spine so that we can keep our alignment here, keep our positioning, and really focus on those front core muscles as we slide the legs in and out. Applying that breath here. Inhale to slide out, breathing into the ribs and to the back of the ribs. Exhale, tightening through the ribs and the waist to drag those legs back in. So now we're gonna practice lifting the legs up off of the floor. Inhale when you're lying flat on your back with your knees bent. Exhale, pull one leg up into tabletop. Inhale to lower that foot back down onto the floor. Exhale, draw your other leg into tabletop. Intentionally employing that breath pattern so that you're able to feel how tightening through the ribs and the waist helps you to cinch the abdominals in a way that supports the leg as it pulls up, so that you're not counting solely on the leg and the hip flexor to hold itself up there, but the abdominals are contracting to hold the leg in space. Exhale, contract through your center and pull a leg to tabletop. Inhale, breathe into that contraction, and exhale, draw the other leg to tabletop. And now the same breath pattern here, the same intention, but with both legs. As you exhale, draw both legs to tabletop simultaneously. Inhale, lower the feet towards the floor. They may or may not touch. And then exhale, pull them back up. They likely will not touch the floor because that range will probably strain your back, and you don't want to feel any back strain here. You want to hold on to as much of that connection in your abdominals as possible, and then you want to intensify that connection as the legs draw back in, using that breath to inhale to send away and exhale to pull back in. Then combining everything together, have your hands under your head with your head and shoulders curled forwards, one leg in tabletop, and slide your opposing leg away from you on an inhale, and exhale, drag it back in. Focusing on using that breath pattern to maintain your connections and your alignment as you slide the leg in and out. Then see if you're able to pull both legs into tabletop and switch them in the air with your head and shoulders curled off of the mat. Again, focusing on that breath pattern and using it to maintain your connection. Taking it further, see if you can pull both legs to tabletop and extend both of them simultaneously and drag them both in simultaneously. Again, focusing on that rib cage connection and that breath pattern to maintain that connection as the legs move. Then increasing that challenge even further, see if you can sustain your positioning as you reach your arms back behind the crown of your head as the legs extend, and then circle them back in by your sides as the knees bend. And then peel up into your hundreds position with the arms and the legs long and pump the arms. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 10, and reach through the fingers 2, 3, 4, 5, tighten the ribs 2, 3, 4, 20. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, bellies in 2, 3, 4, 30. Reach 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 40. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 50. Halfway 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 60. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 70. Almost there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 80. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 90. Last 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 100. All right, fam, you made it. If you finished this workout and still couldn't execute the full Pilates 100, then just go back to some of those foundational exercises to help you focus in on using that breath to maintain your connection.